Crazy People is a 1990 corporate marketing satire. And frankly, yes, I do like satires of just about all sorts. And I would say that it's probably the corporate satire that ultimately doesn't get done to the highest degrees a whole lot, okay? But whenever they are done well, they are done really well. One of the things that kind of got to me with Crazy People is how much I guess you could say I could relate to it. Because the movie deals with Dudley Moore and J.T. Walsh and Paul Reiser, who work at this advertising agency. So, although the movie was from 1990, this day and age with all of the media and social media stuff, all the communication things have really gone up in terms of like publicities and all that kind of stuff. So even though the movie wasn't really well received back in 1990, I do think that it has aged better now as way back when. So, you know how some companies like to use slogans and phrases and these weird commercials that just really try to get people remembering things about their product and about their commercials. Some of them are dumb, some of them are smart, some of them you just can't help but wonder, wow. Anyway, Crazy People really takes advantage of that. Dudley Moore is this admin at one of the most prestigious ad agencies around. And what he does is he can get very vulgar and extremely honest with some of the things that he's assigned to do. His boss, who's played by J.T. Walsh, ends up really ridiculing him because of how unpleasant and how toxic some of those things actually are. So yeah, so some of the ads and some of the slogans, they are really, really funny. But eventually, Walsh gets Paul Reiser to send him to a mental institution. It is there at said mental institution where he meets Daryl Hannah and they fall in love. We also get to know, aside from Dudley Moore and Paul Reiser and J.T. Walsh, we get to know just about all of the people in the mental institution. Now, it isn't quite as wild as something that you would see in, like, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it is enough where they do need to be in some sort of sanitarium. Like, even though it's not crazy, it's like the minimal amount, whatever. So, a little mistake gets made, and Dudley Moore's crazy things get released into the public, and all the marketing things actually work. They become all really huge hits, and then Walsh decides to really take advantage of Dudley Moore and his new friends in the institution. And some of the results are wild. So, yeah, the first thing that I said in this video was that I did think that in the case of Crazy People, the corporate aspect, the corporate satire portion of this movie actually did work. And I did like how we got to know just about all the characters pretty well. Some of them, yeah, a little bit more than others, but that's to be expected. And the acting, on top of the characters, also really, really good. JT Walsh, she's one of the best bad guys in all of 90s cinema. But there are some flaws, okay? The love story between Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah, I hate to say it actually wasn't very good. Like, I do like me some romance and some romance subplots and things, but this one between Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah, it seemed like it was in a completely different movie. It was like they grabbed something like a Danielle Steele adaptation, just yanked it and put it in this thing. It just seemed very, very out of place. Like, okay, I get them wanting to incorporate a love story into this, but it's the way that it was written felt so out of place. I honestly didn't like the love story in this. And the movie also does run out of steam. While this movie is a comedy for the most part, whenever the movie doesn't talk about the marketing stuff and the slogans, it kind of falls apart, becomes a bit of a bore. And because the movie is only roughly an hour and a half in length, it runs out of steam quite early, and it feels way longer than it actually is. Y'all that know me know how much I love long films and epic films, how much they can just yank you in. But when a movie that really isn't long feels way longer than it actually is, you're in big trouble there. I think that if this is in the hands of somebody else, or if they were to remake it, learn from the mistakes, Crazy People might have been something good, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I do feel like giving Crazy People a thumbs down. So yeah, Crazy People from 1990, I'm going to give 2.5 stars to.